Alrighty, you're here watching Stat Chat Sports. You're here with myself, Josh, and Tazza. Steve, BT, both in the twos. BT down with the pink eye. Steve out with the sickness. So, Tazza, you and me, we're going to have to hold down this segment for our own. It is the bold predictions. You've been handed the reins this week, Tazza. Let's start this off.
Yeah, it's an honour. It's an honour, I must say. It's not something that I usually do. So, let's go. All right. I'm going to start first.
Nice. I like this.
Leading in from our discussion of Melbourne and Collingwood in our game of the week, I'm going, the Pies will do the double. They beat the D's earlier on in the season. The Pies will win again.
Wow.
They'll beat the reigning premiers. Grundy is slated to be back this week.
Okay.
It's huge. For me, this is huge. I think he will go, we're talking fantasy numbers here. About a return game, he's going 130 plus in his return.
Jeepers,
and I've also got the milestone man. Jamie Elliott, will also kick 5 goals.
Okay, this is a big prediction. There's a lot going on here. Yeah. So let's unpack it. So in isolation, Collingwood to win, it's definitely bold. It's not ridiculous, but it's bold. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Jamie Elliott for 5+. Have you got stats on that? When's the last time he's done that? Because I don't feel like it would be a super regular occurrence.
I don't know how many or when the last time he's done it. He's only kicked 6 once, but he's kicked 5 maybe half a dozen times. And it's 149 games. So
yeah, definitely bold. And I think Brodie Grundy, that's definitely bold. Coming back from injury, still not sure on the dynamic between Cameron and Grundy. So that's definitely bold. This is definitely ridiculous territory. I don't know if it's Steve, but it's definitely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't like to go to Steve because I kind of want to get one right eventually. And I think, I mean, Grundy, we don't know the dynamic of Grundy. There is talk that he will play forward, but I don't know. I don't think Cameron or Cox have been convincing in that role. So why not put your $1 million man right in the guts in a game that it's not going to make or break the season, but it's a huge game.
It is big
for both clubs.
It's big for their confidence. You know, they need a big scalp after their last month heading into finals. So huge for Collingwood. Love that call. That's a really nice, ridiculous level call. I think that's pretty good to start us off.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to go with one of the absentees next.
Nice.
We'll take BTs. I'm waiting for the next part to come through. I think there's a part 2, but
right.
I'm guessing there isn't, so I'm just going to read it out now. Okay. Look, it's pretty short and sweet. We are going back to Melbourne and Collingwood. I wish I had more to jazz this up, but I don't. I've got about 10 words here. Oliver will beat his personal best of possessions, which is 45.
Is that it? There's nothing else.
I told you I'm waiting for part 2, but it's not coming.
Well, look, it's bold. I mean, he hasn't stacked it with anything else, so you know it's clearly bold. It's a PB, and Oliver, I think, still affected by the thumb, hasn't sort of hit the heights that we've seen earlier in the season. But yeah, it's bold. It's no more than bold. It's just bold.
Yeah, I think it's great story for a bold. I mean, we've kind of gone on a trend of when you're not on the pod, you really want to step it up. So there's no retaliation.
Yeah.
He's just done enough, I think. Give it to you, BT, but it's I would have liked to see a bit more jazz, a bit more mayo on it.
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks in the twos, you need to respond well with a big bold prediction to get back in the team. And I don't know if that's going to happen for BT. He needs to really sit down and have a good hard look at himself, I think.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you got bold, so yeah, you're off the hook, kind of, but we'll see.
All right. Do you want to give it a run?
Yes. I want to hear yours. What do you got?
Okay. Well, I'm going to my boys. I'm going to the Eagles. It hasn't been a good year, but they're coming up against Adelaide this week. It's the last home game for the Eagles this year. It's likely going to be Josh Kennedy's last home game and potentially his last game ever. So big deal for JK. He's been a massive servant for the Eagles. And the Eagles are going to step up and they're going to do him proud in this game. I'm tipping the Eagles to win by 5+ goals over the Crows and JK to be sent off with a 6-goal haul.
Ooh, I love it. I love the sentimentality behind it.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's tugging at the heartstrings.
Yeah, it's got to be. Because I just want it to happen as an Eagles fan as well. That's the main thing. I want him to have a big game and finish off.
I mean, I like the Eagles. They're not my team, but I don't know how you can't not like JK. He's just an absolute stalwart of the game. Look, it's not ridiculous.
I don't think it's ridiculous.
I think it's bold.
No. Yeah,
it's bold because the Eagles winning, although they've been competitive. I mean, they almost got on top of Gold Coast last week, so there's competitiveness there. 6 goals for JK. It's not out of the question.
It's not. I mean, he has had some big bags. Yeah. He's had some big bags in his time. He hasn't kicked 6 goals since round 8, 2020. So it has been a while, but he has kicked a few bags of 5. Okay. So certainly in the realms of possibility.
I would have thought it would have been sooner that he'd kicked 6. But yeah, look, that's bold. I'll give you a bold. There's a pass mark, a tick.
Yeah, I got to take
a ding, as we'd call it. But yeah, well done. Oh, I'd love to see it happen.
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be great. The fans would be going off, cheer him off on his last game. The scenes would be awesome. So that's one I want to see get up.
Absolutely. All right, we're going with Steve here.
Okay.
We are heading to Sydney v North Melbourne.
Classic.
I think Steve likes to pick on North Melbourne a little bit.
Yeah, you got to have a reason to watch this game as well.
Yeah, no, true. All right, got here. North Melbourne will beat their unwanted record of lowest score in a game, which was 14 points against Geelong in 2014.
Right.
2019. Sorry, 2019. This weekend against Sydney, they will score less than 14 points.
Would you say that's beating your record? I don't know what the correct way to say that is.
It's setting a new record. Yeah, it's setting a new I don't think beat is quite the right word. I think setting a new record.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it could happen.
Yeah, but 14 points, like
it's low. It's very low.
Well, I suppose I gotta say it's ridiculous.
It has to be ridiculous. You could go Steve level, but
you could go Steve.
I like reserving Steve level for just the absolute pinnacle of calls.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very isolated one little bit call. I don't like giving Steve calls to little. I don't want to say little calls. It's an uncomplicated call, and I'd like to give Steve to something like that, but something complicated. But I'm going to say ridiculous here.
Yeah, I think more than fair, ridiculous call. It's no chance of happening. Let's be honest.
Yep.
North Melbourne has been slightly better since the back half of the year and scoring. So they're scoring more than 14. Let's be honest. Yep.
They're not the dumpster fire that we have seen throughout the season. They are a little bit better. I mean, Nick Larkey should have kicked a few more goals than he kicked on the weekend. I think he kicked, was it 0-3? I don't know if he got one in the end, but I know he was 0-3 at one point.
Not sure. Can't say I was paying attention to the twilight fixture on Sunday afternoon. I'm not going to lie.
I was at the pub and that was the only game playing, so I got pretty screwed over by that. But I got to watch my boy Zach Merritt absolutely clean up in fantasy, so it's okay.
God, one of the only redeeming parts about that game. There you go. Nice little bowl prediction segment. Also, if you are watching these videos and you've got poll predictions, let us know in the comments, because we get a few each week and we're really, really glad to see them come through. Couple of highlights. Lenza with an absolute stinker. Like, it was absolutely nowhere near it, but we appreciate the effort. Anthony Kazar He correctly tipped the Blues, but he went too big on the Texan. And Sportsnut got close as well with the Adelaide call, but he needed a little bit of prodding from us to get his call a little bit bolder. So looking for a bit more of a bold prediction for you this week, Sportsnut. Looking forward to seeing that one in the comments below. But Tazza, let's wrap up this video nice and quickly. Some quick fire tips, because some of you guys come here to get your footy tip recommendations for the weekend. I would not recommend following our advice at all, but we are going to give you our tips regardless. We're going to tell you what we think. It's probably going to be wrong, but we're going to tell you what we think regardless. So, start of the week, Melbourne Collingwood. If you haven't seen our game preview video for that one, make sure you check it out. That'll tell you who we're tipping in that game. Hawks Gold Coast. Bit of a roughy game here, Tazza. What do you reckon of this one?
UTAS, I will go with the Hawks. Just purely at UTAS.
Yeah, I agree. Hawks and Taz, you're going to get it done. Giants Essendon. Is there a case for a Giants upset at home?
No, I think Essendon have been too good. When I say too good, they've been convincing. They've really improved. I'll take Essendon again.
I like the Giants. I think they're getting a big rev up from Spike McVeigh. He roasted them last week. I think they're coming out firing, and Essendon is just the type of team you want to play to get yourself back in some form. Upset alert in that one, but again, don't follow my tips. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. Bulldogs Freo. This game at Marvel, important game for Freo to win. Are they a chance?
Nah, I'm taking the Doggies at Marvel. Freo's form hasn't been bad at Marvel, but I just think the Doggies, they showed a bit against Geelong, faded out, but I think they've got enough.
Yeah, Doggies for me as well. I'm big on the Doggies in the run home. I think this is another notch in their belt as they make their way into the top 8 and really launch a finals campaign. Geelong Saints, this one, I think is at GMHBA. I think Geelong's going to win this one. I think it's just a foregone conclusion there.
Yeah, I'll storm into the win there. Yep.
Nice little roughie again. This one at Adelaide Oval. Your boys Port Adelaide against Richmond. Do you give your boys a chance at home?
Backs against the wall. I mean, backs against the wall last week and they lost, but yeah, I don't know. This is a 50-50 game. I'm going to go the Tigers. I just think our season's it's gone.
Yeah, I agree. I think Richmond probably the only team with something to play for in this game. So Richmond for me. North Melbourne, Sydney. We're tipping Sydney. That's a foregone conclusion. Brisbane, Carlton on the Gabba. Brisbane, you would have think is going to bounce back and win this game.
Yeah, Brisbane at the Gabba, like I said before. Yeah, Brisbane at the Gabba, you don't want to play them there.
And last game of the round, the Sunday twilight, Eagles Adelaide. You know I'm already tipping the Eagles for an upset from my bold prediction. Are you on board with that, Tazza, or you think the Crows showed that they've got enough to get it done?
I'm going to back you. I don't know if it's just a sentimentality that we spoke about in our bold predictions, but yeah, I think they can get it done.
Nice. I like it. A couple of roughies in there. Again, we've got no idea what we're talking about when it comes to tipping. So take the advice with a grain of salt. That's about going to wrap it up for us. Tazza, nice work. Just the two of us on the pod, and I think we've done it beautifully, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yep. No, we've carried the flag, flown the flag, and yeah. Well, hopefully we can have the boys back and the core four is back next week.
Yep. Now, looking forward to it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We're going big. We want to hit 500 subs before the end of finals. So if you can help with that, that'd be much appreciated. Aside from that, enjoy your weekend of footy. We'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, guys.